Hi guys, in this video we are going to work with Prelim Gauteng grade 12, right? If you take a look at Prelim grade 12 Gauteng paper 1, you will see this question at question 1, right? So that's what we are going to focus on. So in this video we are going to look at 1.1.1 to 1.1.4. In the second video, we are going to look at the 1.3 question and how to tackle them step by step. Right, let's go to 1.1.1. So at 1.1.1, we are required to solve for x, right, in this case. So such question, they can give you 2 marks to solve it. So how will you solve such? First thing first, we are going to say 2x. Then we can see, guys, from here there is a difference of 2 squares, so you're going to say x minus 1 as well as x minus 1. So factors first. So after that, since the difference of 2 squares, it will different signs, so one will have a negative sign and other will have a positive sign. So from there we are going to say 2x is equals to 0, or x minus 1 is equals to 0. Or we could just say or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So when we divide by 2 both sides here, we get x is equals to 0. So here, when we transpose the other side, negative 1 will become positive, and positive 1 will becomes negative 1. Then you will get your marks. In this case, they wanted you to find it's about 2 marks. So what is important is to know how to solve it, guys. That's what is important, so that you can mind the marks after that, right? Then let's go to 1.1.2. We are required to solve this x correct to 2 decimal places. Correct to 2 decimal places. So from here, what we could do is writing this into a standard form. So since we're given x minus 6 plus 2 all over x is equals to 0. So this is the same as having x minus 6 divided by 1 plus 2 all over x. Then the LCD here. Remember, whenever there's an addition and you're given a fraction, find an LCD. The LCD will be x. You'll multiply this. 1 multiplied by x, it's x. So from here, we are going to have x. We are going to cross multiply. So we are going to have x multiplied by x minus 6. Then we have 1. 1 times 2, that will be 2. Then equated to 0. So from here, to get rid of the denominator, multiply by the denominator. So we could just say this. We have get rid of a fraction. So what is x times x? X times x is x squared. So what is x times negative 6? That will be negative 6 plus 2 equated to 0, because 0 times x is 0. So because they said correct to 2 decimal places, that means, and we're also given that x can be 0. That means we are going to use a quadratic formula, meaning that this equation do not have factors that satisfy it. So what we could do is to find, because the factors of 2 do not satisfy 6, we can use a quadratic, or you can complete the square. So a quadratic formula states that x is equals to negative b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a in this case. So we could just say where this is a and this is b and this is c. So from here we can see, guys, that b is given as negative 6 plus or minus, that's b, no? You can see that b is negative 6. There you substitute. Even here we are going to have negative 6 squared. What about our a? Our a will be 1, the coefficient of x squared. What about c? C will be 2, positive 2. Will be positive 2. Right. Then our a, we can see the coefficient of x squared, that's 1. From here, it is advisable to punch your calculator. When you're here, let's punch our calculator. Just say -6 as well as -6. We have +6. So we are going to have +6 in this case, plus or minus. So 2 times 1, that's 2. So let's work out what is inside the brackets then. So we have -6 squared, which is 36. Then we have -4 times 1, as well as +2. We have +28. So we are going to put 28 here. Okay. What is x? Now we are going to say 6 plus root 28 divided by 2. Correct to 2 decimal places. We are going to have 5,65. This will be 5,65, or x is equals to 0,35. So those are the solutions. Yes, then they will give you full marks for solving such, because they said correct to 2 decimal places. You just have to use a quadratic formula. So in this case, the first thing was to change this into a standard form. Then your child will take it from there. Right, let's go to our third question. So we could see that this is an inequality. So first thing first, we are going to work out the brackets, since we're given x minus 1, x plus 4, which is greater than or equal to 6. Okay, so from here, we could just say this will be x squared, x times x, -1 times x, this will be -x, 4 times x, that will be positive 4x, and -1 times 4, that's gonna be -4, greater or equal to 6. So we use a FOIL method, or you can use a distributive property. So we have x squared here. So we have -x plus 4x. That's the same as plus 3x in this case. So we have -4. You can take 6 to the other side. So it becomes -6 greater or equal to 6. So what are we having there? X squared plus 3x. Okay, -4 minus 6, that's -10. So we have greater or equal to 0. So CV, we can find the critical values. Yes, we can find the critical values. Just say x as well as x. Then we can put an equal sign. So the factors of 10, in this case, for us to get 3, it will be 5 minus 2. So they just cover that there, 5 and 2. Right, so that the signs will be different, since we have our last term is -10. So we are going to have different signs. This will be plus and this will be minus, because when you say 5 minus 2, we get +3. 5 times -2, we get -10. So we can equate everything to 0 from here. X plus 5 equated to 0, or x minus 2 equated to 0. So we could just take positive 5 to the other side. That will be negative 5, or x is equals to 2. So writing this in an equality form, we are going to have x is less than or equal to negative 5, or x is greater or equal to 2. So you're not done. You need to represent this in a graphical manner, or you can use a table of signs. So what we could do is we're going to have negative 5. We also got positive 2. Positive 2. Okay. So from here, we could just say, remember that it's greater or equal to, you can just, you'll shade here, shade. But there are many alternatives when it comes to solving such inequality. Yeah, you can shade there. Some can use that method of drawing a table of signs, then putting a plus or minus there, so you can they're still correct. So you can just as I've stated, you can use different methods to solve this, but at the end of the day, we get the same marks. So it's important to use different methods in this case, right? So let's go to 1.1.4. Solve for x and y. Right, this is quite great. This is great. Usually there are 6 marks questions such. In this case, we need to solve for x and y. First thing first, start with a linear equation. They will always give you, it's either they can give you a linear and a quadratic, or they can give you an exponential and a quadratic. So in this case, they've given you a linear and a quadratic. So meaning that let's make x the subject of the formula in this case. Okay. Without wasting time, let's put this into practice. So we could just say x, take negative 2 to the other side, it becomes positive 2. So we are going to have 1 minus 2y. Or we could just say x, when you take negative 2, we have right. So we could just say negative 2y plus. Okay, we have just taken negative 2y to the other side. You change the sign, it should be plus 2y. So we can just have 2y plus 1. Yes. So we are still on the right track. So this meaning that this will be equation 1. X is equal to 2y plus 1. It's an equation 1. Then this precious equation will be equation 2. So the simplest way is to use a substitution method, where we will take this and substitute to equation 2. So we should just say substitute equation 1 into equation 2. So let's go. Meaning that where we see x, we could replace it by 2y plus 1. Replace it by 2y plus 1. So we have this is squared, and remember, replace by 2y plus 1. Multiply by y, minus 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So second step will be working out the brackets in this case. So what is 2y squared? That will be 4y squared. What is 2 times 2? That's 4y plus 1. That will be 4y, guys. We can have that. Then we square the last term. What is 1 squared? That's 1. Similar approach here. Even y can multiply everything. So we could just say, let me just say y times y. That's 2y squared. And y times y, that will be positive y. Okay. We will take out the brackets after. Then we have 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So in this case, okay, when you are here, the third step is to work out the brackets. 2 times y squared, 4y squared, that will be 8y squared. That will be 8y squared. So let's go, guys. We have 2 times 4, that will be 8y. 2 times 1, that will be 2. So we are on the right track. Okay, we have already worked out this. Then we have negative. We'll multiply everything that is here in the bracket. So we are going to have negative 2y squared. We're also going to have negative y. Okay, still on the right track. Minus 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. Still on the right track. Okay, so from here, collect the like terms. What is important is to collect the like terms. We have 8y squared. We also have 2y squared. We also have 3y squared. Let's just say 8 minus 2, we get 6 there. 8 minus 2, we get 6. Minus 3, we get 3. So that will be the like terms here. You can see those 8y squared minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 3, that will be 3. Still on the right track, guys. So we have 3y squared. Then let's go to this 8y. I'll just say 8y and minus y. That's going to be 7. Then we have, that's going to be 7. 7 minus 5, that's going to be 2. Right? So remember that it's 8 minus 5 minus y, sorry for that, minus 5. At the end, we are going to have 2. So that will be positive 2y. Then let's go to the constants. 2 minus 2, that's going to be, guess we are going to have 0. Do we have another constant there? We don't have another number or constant, so then let's equate to 0. Yes, we did well. Let's just say, let's go back. 8y squared minus this is 6y squared. Minus 3y squared, that will be 6, that will be 3y squared. Then we have 8 minus y, that will be 7. 7 minus 5, that will be 2y. 2 minus 2, that will be 0. Okay, so from here we could solve these using a highest common factor. What is the highest common factor? I guess it's y. So we'll be left with 3y plus 2. Because y times 3 is 3y squared. Then to get to 2y, we need 2 here. Equated to 0. Y is equals to 0. Or we'll just say 3y plus 2 is equals to 0. So we already have y here 0. So we could just take 2 to the other side. We are going to have 3y is equals to negative 2. Divide by 3 both sides. So we're going to have y is equals to negative 2 all over 3 in this case. So that's what we're going to have, negative 2 all over 3. And we have y is equals to 0. Those are the two first solutions. So also need to remember that they said solve for x and y. We also need to solve for x. Let's go. We are going back to equation 1. I mean, so we are going to substitute. Let's start with 0. So we are going to say 1 plus 2. Where there is y, let's put 0. So 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So whenever we substitute 0, whenever y is equal to 0, x is equals to 1. So this is the coordinate. This will be 1 and 0. Let's go to the other part. X is equals to, remember that it's 1 plus 2y, or you can use the 2y plus 1. It's the same thing. So it's going to be 1 plus 2 times negative 2 all over 3. Then punch your calculator there. Or you can work out the fraction. 1 plus 2 times negative 2 divided by 3. Negative 1 over 3. Negative 1 over 3. Negative 1 over 3. Okay, so when x is equals to negative 1 over 3, y is equals to negative 2 over 3. Let's try to substitute them so that we know that we did well. Just go there, take your calculator. Where there is x, remember that you get your x. Let's start with the 1. When x is equals to 1. Let's start with the 1. Okay. Right. 1 minus, let's start with substituting the first equation. Let's remember that we said when x is equals to 1, y is 0. Definitely it's 1. Definitely it's 1. So meaning that our equation is correct. Even if you can, where there is x you put 1 and where there is y you put 0, definitely we are going to get 0 here. So that means our solutions are correct. That was Gauteng grade 12 paper 1 question 1 as we prepare our prelim, right? See you on the next video where we are going to look at the last questions of question 1. The video will be uploaded tomorrow, yes, on the 6th of August. If you're new to this channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment, guys. Comment, we really appreciate your comments, and those who have subscribed, we really appreciate. Let's grow our road to 1K. We are nearly there. Keep sharing the video, share the links, and let's grow. We really appreciate you, and do not forget that we love you.